CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. We hope you are staying warm on this Tuesday. It's nasty out there. Bad weather has forced the closure of Highway 17 north of Sault Ste. Marie from Batchewana to Wawa, and temperatures across the north are frigid with communities in the deep freeze today. From crossing guard cancellations in Timmins to extreme cold alerts around the region, we start tonight with weather. To provide us with more details on the bitterly cold temperatures, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
Oh, so you're putting the pressure on my shoulders for now, are you, Tony? Okay, I've got some good news. It'll warm up by tomorrow, but we also have some precipitation here in Northeastern Ontario. Systems map courtesy of CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. You can see right now some traces of precipitation in the area of Sault Ste. Marie. That'll hover easterly along that Highway 17 corridor. Now, in Sudbury, for instance, anywhere from 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. And of course, we'll get into some of those numbers a little bit later on in the 5-day forecast. It will warm up, but we will get snow. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. And later in the show, we'll have more on the extreme cold and snow removal around the region. OPP executed a search warrant last night at a home in Elliott Lake as part of a drug trafficking investigation. Officers searched a home on Axsmith Avenue and stopped a car a short while later connected to the case. The search resulted in the seizure of drugs, several illegal weapons, and cash. 4 people were charged. The group faces more than 30 trafficking and weapons-related charges. Van Horn Construction Limited, the company contracted to build the JK to grade 12 school in Parry Sound, is pursuing legal action against the province after its contract to build the school was terminated. In a statement from the company's lawyer, Van Horn calls the decision unjustified and unfair, saying Van Horn met its contractual obligations and acted in good faith. We raised concerns early, the statement reads, and repeatedly about issues beyond the contractor's control, including permitting challenges, governance breakdowns, decision-making delays, and structural problems within the project's oversight and approval process. Van Horn also stating most of the construction was completed by the end of 2025 as required approvals had come through. The company claims it has not received payment from the Near North District School Board since September, despite continuing to work. Adding termination of the contract is just going to lead to more delays in student occupancy. We've reached out to the Ministry of Education but have not received a response. More medical students are coming to Northern Ontario cities to learn and maybe even stay. Officials with NOSM University say they hope the creation of teaching clinics will help people seeking primary care providers. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
More primary care is on its way to Northern Ontario. A recent provincial announcement outlined $8 million to be spread across 16 sites to create teaching clinics. In the north, NOSM University will bring these clinics to Thunder Bay, Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, and North Bay.
The primary care teaching clinic will include medical students, especially in 3rd and 4th year, but also probably even more so in terms of the length of time they're in each clinic, the family medicine residents. So the folks that have already finished medical school who are training to become family medicine specialists.
The Ontario government claims that 300,000 people will be attached to primary care because of these clinics. In the north, there's hope that the added time in each city causes these medical students to want to stick around.
Throughout the country, there has been research on this. Folks who live and study in a place tend to stay there if they have no other attachment to some other place, or if they're, otherwise open to where they're going to go. We've seen that with the retention numbers of NOSM students in Sudbury and Thunder Bay. It is significantly higher than the retention numbers elsewhere.
Though medical students do work at hospitals throughout the north, this will be the first teaching clinic, according to officials with NOSMU.
Being able to grow infrastructure in each of these different communities allows us to start to think more about really where are our hubs and where are we able to have our learners spend more time with the same level of supports for teaching and the same kind of facilities that they would have if they were in a larger center.
Dr. Green expects to have the planning grant in place by March, but says it could be anywhere from 18 months to 3 years before the clinics are operational. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, we have a live webcam of Lake Nipissing. The shot is courtesy of the city of North Bay. It's minus 23 with the wind chill. We're back in a few minutes.
Fuel your Fridays with CTV and Pure Country. Enter online for a chance to win a $100 gas gift card. Fuel your Fridays. Powered by CAA. Life isn't one size fits all. Neither is CAA.
Just what some people don't want to hear, more snow in the forecast for tomorrow. Here is our forecast radar, courtesy of Environment Canada. You can see that system moving in for tomorrow. In some cases, 10 to 15 centimeters of snow, maybe 15 to 20, depending on where you live. And again, that trend will continue across the Northeast, particularly along that Highway 17 corridor. So you think that the Sault and some other areas get all the snow? Not necessarily so. Here we go. 5-day forecast. Snow tomorrow, 10 to 15 centimeters, minus 7. Chance of flurries on Thursday, minus 12. Friday, chance of flurries, minus 20. Again, Tony was alluding to the colder temperatures and even wind chill. Minus 17 Saturday, sunshine. Sunday, some sun and cloud, and minus 14. How about Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma? Chance of flurries for tomorrow, minus 8. Now, the Sioux had their fair share of precipitation last night. Not too bad for Wednesday and, of course, for this evening. Flurries on Thursday, minus 12. Chance of flurries on Friday, minus 18. Minus 15 Saturday, chance of flurries, and more of the same on Sunday with the odd sunny break at minus 12. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Chance of flurries for tomorrow. The odd sunny break at minus 11. Periods of snow on Thursday, minus 17. But take a look at the overnight temperatures. Minus 29, minus 30, minus 26. Not good for some people. Friday, we've got sun and cloud, minus 24, minus 20 Saturday with the sunshine, and sun and cloud Sunday, minus 16. In Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, snow tomorrow, 5 to 10 centimeters, and more snow tomorrow evening. Minus 8 your high. Thursday, chance of flurries, minus 13. Minus 22 Friday, sun and cloud. Saturday, sunshine, minus 19, and minus 16 on Sunday. Again, some of those temperatures at night, minus 26, minus 30, and minus 25. North Bay, West Nipissing, more snow tomorrow during the day, 2 to 4 centimeters. Again, 2 to 4 centimeters at night. Minus 6 your high on the warm-up. Getting colder Thursday, chance of flurries. And again, even colder Friday, chance of flurries. Saturday, sunshine, minus 17, minus 14, some sun and clouds. So Tony will get that wind chill effect this evening. We won't get the severity as we did last night and overnight, but it'll still be cold with the wind chill. Tony, so get ready for the snow and the wind chill, of course, all in effect. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. And with the wind chill dipping into the minus 30s tonight in Timmins, the city has issued a cold weather alert. This winter has not been kind to residents, particularly to people who are homeless. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
A carved-out snowbank is a way some people in Timmins are seeking shelter from the cold.
They're freezing outside. That's what people are doing. They're getting frostbite. They're getting other cold-related injuries. People are almost dying. I think we're lucky that we haven't had any deaths so far this winter.
Sarita says while community members are doing what they can to drop off winter apparel at the Mutual Aid Centre, the city needs to do more to shelter people. Sarita says there are at least 100 people walking the streets at night because they don't have a place to sleep.
The city talks about how people should access the local emergency shelters, but we know that there's not enough beds. There's not enough space.
Sarita says arriving early doesn't guarantee a spot at the emergency shelters, leaving many asking how they will survive the cold nights.
There's no answer for people. And certainly, you know, we've seen additional shelter spaces being made over at the old living space, at the Cedar location, but it's still not enough for the amount of people who need it.
I couldn't even get a bed last night. I had to basically warm up and leave. So, I mean, everyone's trying to find a spot, blankets, you know, candles, stuff like that. it's kind of sad.
Officials add with not many options for people who are homeless to get to the hospital, they visit the Mutual Aid Center for treatment.
We do have a good connection with the community nurse who is available in between her appointments. So for stuff like wound care, foot care, we do offer basic wound care supplies as well. Folks, in my experience, are quite good at covering their own wounds if we have the supplies available.
CTV News reached out to the city and to other organizations that assist unhoused individuals, but no one was available to speak with us before our deadline today. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Union leaders representing hospital workers in North Bay held a car rally opposing planned job cuts. Decorating their vehicles with flag signs and yellow neckties as a jab towards Nipissing MPP Vic Fedeli. The vehicles drove around the hospital this morning in a show of support for burned out healthcare workers. CUPE expects to know the final impact of the 40 cuts being made in a couple of weeks. Last Friday, the province announced more than $10 million for the hospital, but the money will not be used to save jobs. The hospital's website indicates there are more than 100 jobs available, but the union president says healthcare workers have had enough of cutting budgets.
You may be able to find other work, but the problem is Mr. Fedeli's making it very hard for healthcare workers to want to stay in healthcare. The day the announcement was made for the 40 job cuts, I had 2 separate nurses come to me and 1 PSW and say, you know what, I'm just going to go out in the private sector. There's more job security there, and I make more money. We would like to see the hospital funded appropriately at the 6% annual increase that's required, not the 2% he told them to balance their budget on.
Fedeli wrote a statement to CTV saying the Friday funding announcement will help the hospital plan and budget sustainably, strengthen stability, and protect access to core services in the Nipissing district. Sudbury and Nickel Belt's MPPs are asking the Minister of Health to stop the closure of the Life Labs laboratory in Sudbury. In an open letter to Minister Sylvia Jones, Franz Jalina and Jamie West raised concerns about delays to diagnoses for northern patients, saying thousands of people will be affected by this closure. With the nearest lab in Toronto, they add that shipping samples can result in them expiring and then retesting, delaying primary care. Life Labs is a privately owned company that works within the healthcare system. It's a big job. Coming up on CTV News at 5, truckload after truckload of snow is being removed from Sudbury. How long will it take? Greater Sudbury is being recognized for its support of seniors. The province officially named the city an age-friendly community at a conference in Toronto. As CTV's Amanda Hicks tells us, while the award celebrates progress, some say the work is far from over.
From hosting the provincial 55-plus summer games to the annual Healthy Aging Fair, Sudbury is making a name for itself as a hub for active aging. The city is one of only a few in Ontario to receive the age-friendly designation this year, which recognizes a commitment to accessibility and support for older adults.
We're continually trying to be better here in Sudbury because of the numbers of our older adults. We want to make sure that things are happening for them, because one of the worst things that we can do for our older adults is not have activities for them to do.
But beyond recreation, there are hard realities. Advocates point out that accessibility is only one piece of the puzzle.
One of the concerns of a lot of adults, and older adults especially, because many of them are on fixed incomes, and when you look at taxes that are more than double the rate of inflation, this can be a real concern, and you hear it from seniors all the time. You know, should we leave town? Should we go to other areas where taxes are less?
Last year, the city held 25 coffee chats as part of their age-friendly community initiative, hearing directly from more than 300 seniors.
Housing was one of the big concerns. Transportation was the other, especially in the outlying areas. You know, they were concerned about the transport. Not that the city doesn't have it, but we've met with the mayor and we've talked about the things that they're concerned about. So now they're looking at, okay, how can we help?
Knott says Free Transit Tuesday is helping to address some of the concerns. It was expanded from a summer program to a monthly service after seeing massive demand. And now 750 seniors a month are using it to stay connected. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's been a snowy winter and the city of Greater Sudbury has started to clear snow from downtown. We also have an update on efforts to keep sidewalks clear and what residents are responsible for when it comes to sight lines near snowbanks. CTV's Alana Everson reports.
Snow clearing has started in downtown Sudbury to increase lane widths and improve sight lines, narrowed and heightened by snowbanks.
We do that between the hours of midnight and 8 a.m. just to minimize the disruptions downtown. And it's a 2-week schedule.
Snow is also being cleared to improve access to parking spots and meters downtown,
which you can find on the city's website underneath the public notices and news section. There's a more detailed plan there of the downtown snow removal.
Greater Sudbury Safer Sidewalks is a grassroots group. Volunteers say they hope a pilot project for enhanced snow removal along sidewalks becomes permanent. At this point, it's uncertain, with it not being approved for next winter.
I'm hopeful. It would be a step backwards, I think, if we didn't continue with the improved service standards, and certainly it would contribute to our age-friendly reputation to continue it and make sidewalks more accessible in the wintertime and safe.
The city admits it does not have full coverage for sidewalk clearing on weekends when there is 8 centimeters of snow or more.
They try to schedule the staff early Monday morning to come in and have that ready for the Monday traffic, basically.
The city of Greater Sudbury confirms it clears over 350 kilometers of sidewalk. The city says when it comes to snowbanks, residents are responsible for sight lines around their properties. But if there are concerns at intersections, those can be reported to 311. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
A historic building on Manitoulin Island, the Mindamoya Old School, has received $750,000 from an anonymous donor. The money is said to be a tribute to Joanne Smith, who is remembered as being generous, a talented pianist, and devoted to the arts. Smith also created a clothing line with her sister.
Joanne was at a sing-along, was leading a sing-along on the day that she passed away, and I really like to think that she passed away doing what she loved to do, which was music. She was a brilliant musician and a brilliant teacher as well. Everybody loved her.
In 2017 and 2018, Smith was a driving force in the creation of Friends of the Mindamoya Old School to save the 1922 building from being demolished. The group is now recognized as a not-for-profit under the Ontario Historical Society.
Because of Joanne that we're going to be able to finish the job. And we've been working on it since, as I said, since 2021. We've been incorporated and we've been fundraising and making plans, and now we have tender-ready drawings.
McQuay says that the old school is one step closer to getting the renovations it needs. The building will eventually become a community hub for artisans and a senior center. It's back this week. When we return, Take Me Home Tuesday. You're watching First at 5.
This is Take Me Home Tuesday at the Sudbury SPCA, and I'm on the road this week with my co-host as usual, Emma Bailey. Thanks for having us this afternoon. Sunny, bright, and of course we also have a very bright son of Harry. Remember Harry a couple of weeks ago? We featured him on Take Me Home Tuesday. Well, he's been adopted. This is his son, His name is Dune. Please tell me more about Dune.
So Dune is super sweet, just like his dad. He's only 9 months old. He's learning his manners, like not jumping up, but he still knows how to sit, and he's learning his new tricks every day, and he's just looking for that home that can show him all the love. He hasn't been tested with other dogs and cats other than meeting his dad and his brother, but we think a slow introduction and they should do good.
He seems to have a lot of similar characteristics. The line of the dog itself, but seems to act an awful lot like Harry. Is that just the nature of the breed?
A little bit of both. I definitely think he got the influence from Harry. He just wants to be around people all the time. He wants to be up in our business, helping with everything we do. So he's just looking for a home where he can have his favorite person and just spend all his time with them.
Very affectionate, loves me, of course, but who doesn't on Take Me Home Tuesday? Harry was a little rambunctious, but Dune seems to be settled in a bit more. Any particular reason? Maybe his upbringing?
Yeah, he's had some time to calm down a little more, and he's more of the well-tempered, I think, of him and his brother Floyd, who went home as well. It could just be his personality or a bit of his breed, too. He's a terrier mix, so he's just got lots of love to give, and he'd make a fantastic family dog, too. So we're just waiting for Dune to find the right fit for him, and we think he'd just make an incredible family dog. Okay, a lot of people are probably wondering, Emma, this is a nice-sized dog. I love a dog this size. Will Dune get any bigger? Maybe just a little bit bigger, but not too significantly. He should be around this size for the rest of his life. And his fur is just incredible. He's that terrier mix, and he's just got so much love to give. And he doesn't shed, which a lot of people will like. So let's give Dune a home. After all, Harry managed to find a home, and so did Dune's brother Floyd? Wow, okay, I love the names, by the way. So anyways, get a hold of Emma or any of the great staff over here at the Sudbury SPCA, located right next to Collège Boreal. We're back in 7 days with more Take Me Home Tuesday.
Our first community close-up comes to us from Sudbury. Lockerbie Legion Branch 564 is hosting a tribute to Scotland's national poet Robert Burns. The Legion is holding a roast beef and haggis dinner this Saturday. Dinner's at 6 p.m. Contact the Legion about tickets. To the greater Sudbury community of Caprell, Linda Durkash emailed us this photograph of her beautiful amaryllis in bloom. She says she had 8 flowers on 2 stalks. Thanks so much for this, Linda. And check out this video from Diane Tremblay, a field northwest of Sturgeon Falls. She says chickadees started following her in the bush, so she brought some seeds and they were eating out of the palm of her hand. Great video, Diane. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.